What is up, my Majin Buu crew? It's your boy, King Majin, coming back at you guys with another video. And today, it's What if Deku had Ainz Ooal's powers, part 5. If you haven't seen the original video, go check it out on my playlist on my channel. If you guys haven't seen, I've been posting a lot on my community tab. You can find my Instagram and my Discord on there if you guys want to go check those out. It'd be much appreciated. And yeah. This video's been a long time coming, you guys. You guys have had to wait a week for me to repost again. But this week you guys are getting possibly 3 videos. And I'm working on my What If I Was in Dragon Ball right now. If any of you guys can do decent fan art or draw pretty well, you guys think you can send something to me? Because I'm trying to do my character, but I'm having real difficulties with it. Like, my OC right now, I'm trying to find out how I can give him like clothes from Dragon Ball or something like that. But that's a topic for another day. Without further ado, let's get into the video. What is Deku at Ainz Ooal's powers? We pick up when Deku was announcing his name, Ainz Ooal. The class will be weirded out by this and not understand what the name means, but they wouldn't press the situation. Afterwards, Aizawa, aka Razorhead, would say, "You guys, go pick your agencies and get ready for your internships." Afterwards, everyone would leave the class, except for Izuku and his gang. Izuku would confront Ida saying, "I heard about what happened to your brother, are you okay?" And Ida would say, "I'm fine." And Deku would say, "I have something," and Ida would say, "I'm fine." But Deku would then try to press the situation and say, "Ida, but Ida would then run off saying, "I don't need to hear this right now." Deku would sigh, and everyone would be left wondering what just happened. Uraka would ask Deku what was going on there, and Deku would say, "It's nothing. I'll talk to Ida about it later. It's just that I think I have a way to help him." Uraka would say, "Okay. And anyway, what hero agency are you guys going to?" "I'm going to Gunhead," Uraka would say. Deku would say, "Me, Mara and Aura, and Nabro, we're going to the Nazarick agency." And Ochako would say, "Oh, cool, that new hero agency that popped up only a few months ago?" And she would say, and Deku would say, "Yeah, we all got offers from there, and I really like them." And Ochako would say, "Okay, how about you, Momo?" And Momo would say, "I don't know yet, I'll decide later." And Ochako would say, "You're not going with Deku?" And she would say, "No, I want to get stronger on my own. I don't want to have to depend on Deku." Ochako would then say, "I get what you mean." And afterwards they'll all leave out, walking to the front of the school. They'll all be talking until Deku and Momo's limo will pull up. They would say bye and get into the limo. Afterwards they will arrive home with Deku and Momo just walking in the house, seeing the maids. Deku would tell the maids to open up the portal. They would then open up the portal, and Deku would ask, "You coming?" And she would say, "No, I gotta go pick through all the agencies I got offered." And Deku would ask, "How many did you get again?" "I got 20. And Deku would say, "That's good." And she would say, "That's the one that got over 10,000. And Deku would just start to blush, saying, "I just tried really hard." And she would say, Afterwards, Deku would walk through the portal, kissing her goodbye. He would walk in and transform into his overlord self. Demiurge would be waiting inside for him. And Deku would say, "Is everything ready, Demiurge?" Demiurge would say, "Yes, sir." Deku would say, "Where is Shoutier?" "She's over at her agency, the other Nazarick agency." And Deku would say, "Okay. I will be going to Sebas's agency." "Okay." And the League of Villains, Deku would say. Demiurge would then say, "Everything is going according to plan. They are going to go meet Stain soon, and our spy is with them." Deku would say, "Good. With this attack, Nazarick will become even more known after we save the day." And Demiurge would say, "Yes, my lord." The next day, Deku and Momo will walk out, and the limo will pull up. Momo would head off to her agency, while Deku would stay behind. They would kiss, and she would leave. Deku would then teleport to Hosu City, then teleport to the Nazarick Hero Agency. Afterwards, he would walk into the reception area and he would meet one of his maids. Her name is Increment, I think that's how you pronounce it, but she would then say, "I've been waiting for you, sir. Follow me." At this time, 3 maids would be in the cafeteria eating and talking. These maids would be Lamira, Sixus, and Fori. I can't pronounce that. Sixus was already hard enough to pronounce. I can't pronounce. If you can pronounce it in the comments, just do it. I can't. I'm just gonna call her F for now. Afterwards, as they would be talking, Sixus would say, "I'm gonna be taking care of Lord Ainz today." And they would say, "Oh, lucky?" And she would say, "So I'm gonna need to eat a lot so I can be prepared." Everyone would then say, "Yeah." Afterwards, Deku would walk in with Increment right behind him. Seriously, these names are gonna kill me. Increment right behind him. Deku would then say, "Hello, Sixus." And she would say, "Hello, Master." Afterwards, Deku would say, "You're the one that's gonna be showing me around today, right?" And she would say, "Yeah." Afterwards, Deku and Sixus would go and explore the Nazarick Agency. After some time of exploring, she would show him the main office. And Deku would say, "You guys have done really well here." And she would say, "Thank you, sir." Afterwards, I think Pestia would pop in. Yeah, Pestia. That's her name. Seriously, I suck at pronouncing names. Sorry, you guys. She would then say, "Hello, Master." And Deku would say, "Hello, Pestia." Afterwards, she would ask, "How was your visit today?" And Deku would say, "Good. Sixus has been showing me around. She's doing a really good job. You've trained her well." And Pestia would say, "Thank you, sir." And Deku would say, "Can you take me to see Sebes?" And she would say, "Certainly, sir." Afterwards, they would walk into the office. Sebes would be standing right there, and he would say, "Hello, Master." And Deku would say, "Hello, Sebes. How are you?" "I'm fine." Deku would then say, "I need to speak with Sebes alone for a minute. Can you please leave?" They would both leave, and Deku would transform into his Overlord form, saying, "How is everything going, Sebes?" "It's going just as you planned. The Hero Killer and the League of Villains are in Hosu City." And Deku would say, "Good. Are you prepared?" And Sebes would say, "Yes. So, all we need to do is wait." And Sebes would say, "Yes, sir." Afterwards, night would pass. A few days would pass, then night would come, and Stain would appear in Hosu. The League of Villains would have been waiting for him, and they would begin their conversation with him. Stain would give the same response, not really caring about what the League of Villains had to say. Afterwards, Tomura Shigaraki would get extremely angry and release the Nomu. Kurogiri would portal them out, and the last one there would be Scissor. Scissor would say, "They asked me to bring more Nomu. I hope they can handle it. And if they don't, I'm not gonna be their slave anymore." Afterwards, the Nomu would go through the city, attacking everyone and everything, destroying the place. Deku would then say, "It's begun." And Sebes would say, "Yes." The maids of the Pleiades would be out fighting off the Nomu, while Mara, Aura, and Nabro, they would be students, so they couldn't fight, but they would be helping evacuate people. Afterwards, Deku would say, "You get out there too." And Sebes would say, "I don't think they'll need me for this." And Deku would say, "They might not need you, but you need to show the world you are here, that Nazarick is here." Sebes would say, "Yes, sir." He would then transform into his armor and saying, "Saving someone is always the right thing to do." And Deku would sit and laugh and say, "Yes, yes it is." He would then send Sebes out and say, "Right now, Stain should be attacking Ida, or vice versa. I better go before something bad happens." He would use Locate, and then he would use Greater Teleportation to get to Ida. As Stain's about to kill Ida, Deku would then appear right in front of him, grabbing him and slamming his head into the concrete, causing him to pass out instantly. Stain might be able to take a beating, but getting your getting your head palmed and then slammed into the ground, like with that much force, he isn't getting up. He is out cold. Afterwards, Ida would then get up, after Deku would then throw him 3 healing potions. Ida would say, "What are these?" And Deku would say, "Drink one, Ida." Ida would then drink one, being instantly recovered. Afterwards, Ida would say, how did you heal me?" And Deku would say, "It's a healing potion." And Ida would ask, "If I only need one, why would you give me 2? One is for the hero native over there, and the other is for your brother." Ida would say, wait, this can heal my brother?" And Deku would say, "Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you, before you ran off, and before you went after Stain like a fool." Ida would then put his head down and saying, and Deku would say, "I understand, but if you think this is what your brother will want for you, you're a fool." Ida will begin to cry, and Deku would say, "Calm down. You can heal him. You can get past this, Ida." And Ida would then look up at Deku and say, "Okay." Afterwards, Ida and Deku would then tie up Stain. And Deku would say, "We'll go meet your brother at the hospital after we bring Stain to the heroes." And Ida would say, "Sure, Deku." Afterwards, they would both walk off into the city until a Nomu would come and attack them. Deku, he would easily be able to kill this, but he wouldn't do anything knowing what's going to happen. Out of nowhere, Touch Me would come down, killing the Nomu with one fell swing of his sword. And he would say, "Saving someone is always the right thing to do," with his whole logo and everything pointing behind him. At this time, Endeavor would then appear on the scene. And Touch Me would say, "No need, Endeavor. I've taken care of everything." And Endeavor would then say, scowling at him. And then he would walk away. Touch Me would then say, "Did he only want to growl at me? What a weird guy." Ha! After this, they would hand Stain off to Touch Me, and Touch Me would say, "You guys are students. You guys won't get any credit for this." And Deku would say, "We know, but we just have to take him down." Touch Me would then say, "Okay." After this, Touch Me would then walk off with Stain, and Deku and Ida would then teleport to Ida's brother. They would give him the healing potion, and then he would be back up to full strength. He would say, How? And Ida would say, It doesn't matter, as long as you can be a hero again." And they would both be crying in each other's arms, and then Deku would leave. But before he could leave, Ida's brother would say, "Thank you." And Deku would say, "You don't even know what I did." And Ida's brother would then say, "Ida's told me about you and how you seem to be unstoppable. So I figured you would have something to do with this, so thank you." Deku would then say, "You're welcome." And then he would teleport away. After this, some time would pass until Pestia and the police would come. Pestia would then say, "This officer would like to speak to you." And the officer would give the same thing he said in the original canon, how they won't get any credit for this, but he would then say, "Thank you," and they won't press any charges. And Deku would say, "I already knew this, that I wouldn't get credit for it." And the police officer, "Well, just have to make sure." Afterwards, Pestia would say, "It's time to leave, sir." And afterwards, he would turn around, leaving with Pestia. They would be talking, and Deku would get a weird vibe. Sixus would as well and say, "Those two are definitely dating." And Deku would say, "You could tell as well." And she would say, "I have pictures too. They've been on a few walks in the park." And Deku would then laugh, and Sixus would then laugh. Deku would then say, "Thank you, I really needed that laugh today." Sixus would then say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And Deku would then say, "It's fine, Sixus. Go. I have business to take care of. But thank you." She would say, "You're welcome, sir." Afterwards, she would walk off. Deku will be left in the room alone, and for the remainder of the time with him interning at Nazarick, he will be mostly just helping people around, learning the way how to be a hero, which he doesn't really need to learn, but it's just to keep up appearances. Yeah, so around this time, after the hero internships, all the students would go back to UA, and while they're in the cafeteria, Deku and Ida would tell them everything that happened. And Momo would then say, I figured you would do something like this. And Deku would say, why didn't you say anything? Guess I didn't want to spoil the surprise for everyone else. And everyone would then laugh. At this time, Monoma would then walk up behind Deku and say, hey, it's the guys who were in the Stain attack. Were you scared? And giving his whole arrogant speech about how Class 1B is better and how 1A is a bunch of arrogant jerks or whatever. But around this time, Nabra would step in, calling him an insect and saying, what did you just say to my master? And he would say, you heard me. As lightning courses through her, she's about to attack, but out of nowhere, a giant hand comes out of nowhere, hitting Monoma in the back of the head. This would be Kendo. Afterwards, she would then apologize when it knocked out Monoma in her giant hand. She would say, I'm sorry. He can get like that sometimes. I'll try and keep him in better check. And she would say, sure. As long as he doesn't mess with my master. Kendo would be weirded out by this, but she would say, okay. Afterwards, leaving. And Deku would say, thank you for that. And she would say, it was no problem, master. Afterwards, she would walk off, but Deku would say, come have lunch with me. And she would say, that's highly... And Deku would say, come have lunch, come on. Afterwards, she would join them for lunch, and Uraka and Ida would ask, master, and she would say, and Deku would say, she works for me. And Uraka and Ida would say, works for you? She's one of my maids at home. And Ochako would say, do you have another position for a maid? And Deku would say, why do you ask? I'm looking for a job. And Deku would say, I'll consider it. And Momo would then step on Deku's foot underneath the table, saying, what are you doing? Not saying it, but looking at him with those eyes of a jealous woman. At this time, they will all head to class, and this is when Eraserhead, aka Aizawa, would mention the final exam. And that's it for the video, you guys. This video, I really want to make it something special for you. If you guys were expecting me to do the movie, I'm sorry, I decided against that. It's not that I don't want to do the movie, it's that having Deku in the movie, it would just be him taking down all of them easily. I would rather do that with a less overpowered Deku, if you get what I mean. If you guys have seen this, if you guys have watched to this point, comment down below, Overlord Part 6, and if you guys are waiting already, actually I'm rambling on again. I ramble on too much. This has been King Majin telling you to go check out his community tab because I will be posting there a lot. Signing out. Peace.